Bottom left-hand side, it's going to be our red Zerg player. This is going to be Rogue. And this is a best-of-5 qualifier match for Rex's March Madness event. As in the bottom right, our blue Terran is going to be ByuN. Alright, excited for this ZvT Rogue ByuN. They played the other day in, was it the Pig tournament? They're in the group self together, I think so. I think ByuN came out 2-1. Typed in ByuN and somehow Gumiho came up on Illegulac. Sorry guys, the FPS will fix in a second, just Illegulacin. Okay, so yeah, ByuN beat Rogue in the Pig Festival 2-1, but Rogue beat ByuN 4-3 in the Super StarCraft Global 14 finals on the same day apparently, just later on in the day. Wow, so these two have been trading a lot of maps with each other, so let's hope that we also get to trade some maps when we get to go to a 5-game series. I'm into it! Believe it or not, I'm into 5 games, I'm into lots of matches. I'm into a good matchup, so I guess we'll see what we get. I guess we'll see what happens as we get underway again. Best of 5. There is going to be there is going to be QUALIFIER versus Creator coming up after this as well, by the way, so that will also be coming up. So yeah, that'll be fun too, also a qualifying matchup. Just to take a peek at it in a little bit. So 2 best of 5s going through. Best of all, break from pros this match. Yo, we've only casted TVZ all day. This is a really weird feeling. Rogue is truly safe in our day, to be honest. Reaper comes across, so just going to be moving straight over here for a couple of moments. Going to be stepping through and trying to take some positions. As we do have ourselves the couple shots coming about, so those Ling's going to be firing up some shots onto the Reaper. Reaper taking some hits, Ling's going to try and come around the other side. Step about, Queen just going to be coming through, Reaper is going to be there as well, the Ling's just going to be taking a few shots, the Reaper gets pushed away just a little bit. Again, just going to be having our Overlord and a couple dronies going about as well for a few moments. Queen just hanging, and then Reaper is just going to be right there as well. We're seeing a couple Queens just going to be setting there. Reaper going to take some shots. Just going to be having ourselves the land the Roadtron coming up. Well, Hellions going to step forward, and ByuN going to be heading into the Hellions and the Banshee as well. Reaper and the Hellions, they gather. I'm actually going to see the Knights coming down, so no messing around here from Rogue. He's played a couple of games on Eldorado, and he's slowly gotten more aggressive on this map as we continue through. We're just going to be shooting the Overlord, taking shots. Just going to be having the Hellions going to be hanging about as well. And that Knight's going to be finished up soon. The Overlord being under fire means that the Knight's going to struggle to get into an interesting position. Knight's just going to be taking some shots. The SCV is going to come and pull onto it. And like I say, it's going to be difficult to get an Nidus up when you know about it so easily as ByuN. And Rogue is just going to say GG, so that's not going to be a very exciting First game, unfortunately. Enough of these tournaments where I don't have to do any of the admin stuff anymore. Bottom left, our red Zerg down a game because his Nidus attempt got completely shut down, didn't even get off the ground. It is Rogue in the bottom left corner of Hellscape as he takes on ByuN with the 1-0 lead in the top right. Bros Papa, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 31-month resub. Welcome back. And thank you for 31 months of love. Appreciate it. And thank you for continuing to drop the sub as we take ourselves into this next game, and I'll see whether we get to actually see some units fighting each other. Would be nice. Drones just going to mine away. Again, hatching a couple drones continue to come through. Drones gather again. Hatch gas pool coming up. The barracks is coming in. And the Reaper and the Orbital still coming through, hatching the pool coming up. It'll take a few moments. I just saw this map obviously as well in the Percival versus Rogue game. Definitely feels like it can get pretty drawn out, lots of bases along the top. We'll see how ByuN approaches it in terms of what he wants to do. I mean, ByuN is such a splitted up, micro everywhere, you know, be all over the map player, but ByuN is also a pretty heavy kind of like turtle Terran as well if he needs to be. So ByuN can really play into both of those styles. So I feel like this map could potentially lend it to a bit of the first to begin with, and then later in the game he's going to sit back and relax and camp it up a whole bunch too, so we will see. Lynx is going to chase, Reaper getting hunted. He's going to be seeing a couple CCs coming about, the Lynx seeds coming through as well. Again, Lynx seed just going to be on the way through. The Queen and the Hatch continuing by. A couple of drones get added on. Factory ready to jump onto the reactor there as well. First Hellions come through, the Reaper going to nibble at a few of the Zerglings right now, so some Lynx taking damage. Lynx speed, Queen, drones, all continue to come on through. A few Hellions still gathering, the Hellions and the Stim coming up, obviously. Looks as though we're going to be done with that now. More barracks on the way straight away. As ByuN have that third CC, so you're going to go triple racks, get ready to play the bio-heavy follow-up. No starport harassment or anything along those lines, and just the 4 Hellions. So yeah, pretty quick to 3 racks here. That could become a factor as we continue to move on through. And have ourselves the couple Hellions and the Reaper coming up as well for the moment. Kipchima going down. The Hellions and the Reaper go over to the side. Again, the Stim, the 1-1, all dropping here. The racks coming through. Just going to see the couple of extractors coming about as well. That also coming into play. This is from the last TLMC. I actually don't know when Hellscape's from. I don't remember seeing this map at all. If it was a TLMC map, it wasn't a finalist. Unless I'm really got some terrible memory. Do have ourselves the Baneling Nest, the lair continue to come through. Hellions gather, Reaper gathers, again Spire coming up, add a few drones and Queen on in there as well. Hellions is going to fire a few shots, the Hellions get chased back a little further. One upgrade, combat shield coming through, the Spire continues to build up and the Bane speed. Coming up on the Bane Nest as well. And we got the 1-1 combat shields and the 1-1 the combat shields coming through. Rogue just on the way to the Spire is very interesting. Is he just going to play meters on this because the map is this sizable? Interesting. Green stepping through. The Overlord's going to see that movement as well. Did not have high ground vision there to deal with that. Queens, the Lings, the Banes gather up. 10 meters coming through. I'm going to dive in. A couple drones going down. The Zerglings get a wrap around. This Hellions going to get cleaned up as the drones pull back over. Well, can the meters have enough impact on this game? You got to be worried when ByuN has so much bio power. They're playing these meters, they're not great at fighting. ByuN's going to have an upgrade lead for a significant portion of this game, already on 1-1. But leading to 2-2, does he have an armory? Yeah, so once he starts 2-2, that's going to start developing the 2-2 lead as well. Marines gather up, the 2-2 upgrades coming over. Again, just going to be seeing the medevacs. The Marines coming back through, and Mutalists still building. Bottom shots are good onto those meters, so they get taken down immediately. Man, the meters are just not having a good time. Rogue is getting bullied a little bit in this series. If this continues, this is going to be a a hefty problem, because Rogue can't really play a game if you're just giving up the meters so frequently as he's been doing. I mean, if your game plan is meters and you just lose out, I mean, how many have we lost so far in the game? 5? It's pretty significant when you've only killed 1 Marine, you know? It's not like you've really done anything yourself. You killed a handful of SCVs, a Marine. Like, ByuN's army is going to be full power. Might wait till 2-2 until he really pushes, but I think that's going to be huge. Marines knocking those group teamers down. Rest of the Marines coming over as well. And obviously ByuN wants to try and force the fight because he believes his army is better at the moment. They're split around the top side as well. And those 3 Marines, I think, actually went a bit too far, but they don't get punished for it. Two will finish very shortly here from ByuN. The concussive shells coming up. Banes are going to start smashing into the front line. Marines are going to stim. We pull back away. The other Banes get taken out as well. Still got ourselves the Wing-Bane Muta Force gathering up. A couple Overlords going down. The Hatcher on the left goes down at half blue, half gold base. And again, ByuN just showing his ability to kind of split and spread and deal with kind of 2 different sides at the moment. There is going to now be counterattacks he has to deal with as well, though. See how well he deals with this. All these Lings and the Mutas running across. There have been some Thors in the production. Not sure how close they are to arriving. Well, there's a couple of them, so that answers our question to begin with. Units coming back home as well. Does the Thor live here? It'd be a real shame to lose the Thor, because it'd be really nice to have that against the Mutas for the future. The Mutas now in the main base causing trouble, as Rogue is basically saying, hey look, I can really dive about, and that can really make your life miserable, as he's going to get a couple of medevacs gifted to him as well. ByuN just flies them into the main. Bit of a miss rally. We'll get some SCVs on the exit. I don't know why ByuN didn't still have units there. There's an obvious position for these units to be moving out in. Just pull back across down to that bottom left. Extra Bane's morphing in. I mean, ByuN's still maxed out. So yes, a troubling few moments. The Widow Mine there actually gets a connection. Just mess up from Rogue, didn't target fire it in time. As ByuN begins to move out again. Strong army, 2-2 to 1-1 upgrades. Opportunity here for sure. Counter-attack here. The Bane's actually being held position out by the SCVs. It's cute, but the SCVs will eventually go down anyways, so the Banes can just go through, just bought you a few seconds. The Muta's there as well. ByuN's not going to care about and pull back this time. He's going to continue with his push, so he's just going to continue over to this other side. And this Bioforce is pushing in. Do we have enough Banelings here? If the Banelings are dying before they reach the bio, then this just doesn't matter. ByuN is just going to, steamroll through. Obviously losing a ton of SCVs, going to get on top of a lot of morphing Banelings here, but the other Banes are going to show up to protect. The Widow Mine goes down. We have to lift up. Trying to leave the Thor here. We split the medevacs to unload in different locations to minimize the splash damage from the Banes. And ByuN is still shoving his way forward. Still has an army supply lead. Mutas have gotten rid of the third base, though, and obviously things are going to become desperate here for ByuN sooner rather than later. Rogue utilizing the chaos that these Mutas can cause as they sow themselves around the map and just tie ByuN into a very difficult spot. Again, the army of ByuN that was once so terrifying is starting to get knocked away at. And we'll have to retreat away to reinforcements, which just don't look as though they're in good enough numbers compared to what we had here previously. Bio pulls back towards the top. The extra Banes coming through. Adrenal Glands plus 2 melee upgrade coming up as well currently. We have the 30 more Lings, the 10 more Banelings all coming out, a couple of Widow Mines and Marines getting added on there. The Marines will fight, and those Mutalisks will take some damage. The turn onto the medevac is going to be a pretty big factor. We get both of those taken out as well. The +3 attack upgrade, very much so, still coming in. And that Bio Army going to come step out in front of the command center here as well. Well, Widow Mine shots followed by some Lings. Just going to run straight through, try and get something done. We do still see 3-3 upgrades, Adrenal Glands plus 2 Flyer Carapace. I mean, Rogue is just building a bit of everything. ByuN does rebuild back to 4 bases, but Rogue obviously on such a large map is going to have so many bases of his own. I just think it's such a struggle for ByuN to get on top of where he needs to be with all of those as well. Just pull back once more, the Ultra Cavern halfway. The Thor is going to be finishing very shortly as well. We had a few more Marines into play, plus the medevacs, plus the mines. Continue to settle that through. Let's pull back over the right side. There's going to be some Mutas going to come through. A couple Widow Mines go down. More of these Marines getting picked away at. ByuN is going to try and push down the bottom side. A couple Widow Mines go up there. The Banelings are dropping. The Thor coming across. We're going to jump onto this, again, left side base. So, I mean, ByuN's army's still there. It just feels like Rogue has had a lot of control. With Ultras coming out, it's going to be a lot tougher for ByuN to win fights. And so that's going to be his big challenge from here on out. How do you win fights against a better tech Zerg army than what you've been fighting against previously that you've already not been able to do much about? This army on the left just gets completely wiped as well. Obviously, so many units at home chasing Mutas around, moving about. The Thor doing a lot of work. Mine shot fires up. A bit of damage done. We've seen the bio still coming through. A couple of creep teamers going to get jumped on as well. We take those out. Ling, Bane, Ultra, plus the upgrades, 3-3. Kindness play. And actually, no, plus 3 Carapace, right? So that, oh no, plus 3 Carapace already finished. My apologies. So it will be 3-3 and Kindness play and finishing soon. He moves across. A couple of Widow Mines there. The Ultras are coming about. Again, Marine Marauder Widow Mine coming through, plus a couple of missile turrets coming up as the army of ByuN heads over that far left-hand side. The team is already dropping. Ultra's going to be diving down. The bio going to be coming across. SCVs are dying across once again. This really is becoming a last-ditch effort here sooner rather than later. So we've seen the bio will continue to step through. I mean, can these Ultras help? Right now, a lot of these Ultras are melting as they kind of get in the way of each other, but they are connecting onto the bio. Units are going down. I think it's fair to say that this one is going to get tied up as Rogue muters his way to a 1-1 scoreline. Left-hand side, our blue Terran player. This is going to be ByuN. Now tied up 1-1 as he just couldn't quite get a hold of the muters on that map. That map was big. And I think one of the big things as well that kind of happened in this matchup was that ByuN likes to play slow. Like, ByuN will play a slow, drawn-out macro, like, I will camp it out game. But that's so difficult to do against the muters. Like, he never got to the phase where the game slowed down enough because Rogue consistently found damage with the muters, so ByuN couldn't really take the second or two that he needed to say, right, let's settle this down, let's get back on track, and all of that kind of stuff. So I think the choice of muters was actually very good for the map, being as sizable as it was. I mean, it's as I said, it's a massive map. It feels like it's very wide. It always feels like there's ways for muters to get across the map and to deal damage, and that's exactly what they started to put into work towards the end of it all there. As we get ourselves set up, game number 3 of this best of 5, and we get going here on Error Home. Excited to see what this map brings us. This was one of the maps that was being brought in as a replacement map for certain map pools as well. Obviously, we've been starting to replace maps ourselves with some of the TLMC maps for WardiTV events. We had the first happening of that the other day on the WardiTV Mondays, and we'll be continuing that map pool for ourselves. But yeah, other tournaments have been doing their own map pools. This is one of the maps that's being brought into play a lot of the time there as well. And yo, Max Sparrow, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much. Reaper goes down. We had the hatch in the pool coming through. Reaper in the command center coming up as well. We had an SCV on. As the Reaper comes over, I'm going to move into the base. Going to be firing a few shots off. A couple Lings taking some damage. The other Ling pulling in as well. Reaper going to continue to fight and dice itself up. That Ling still taking some shots. And the Ling speed, the Queens and the drones. And a hatchery on as well. Also going to be coming online. Tech Lab building on the barracks again. A couple of Hellions coming through on the factory. Tech Lab coming about. Starport is about to finish. The couple of Hellions still building. And again, that Ling Speed building on the side of Rogue. So we got that Ling Speed brought up. Starport swaps to the Tech Lab. Barracks gets the Tech Lab itself. And we will be having ourselves the cancellation on that Tech Lab, actually. Now we're going to get into cloaking here on the Banshee. Just going to bring that up. And then the tech lab starts again. So just wanted to prioritize the Banshee with the gas instead of anything else, it seems. Two Hellions and the Reaper moving across. Again, just needing the drones. The Queens continue to come about. Rogue setting up with those couple of Queens, like I say, and really just waiting for the Hellion Banshee stage to kick into play, while keeping an eye on what Rogue gets up to. Rogue has brought such a variety of styles out today. I think Rogue took a read of the Reddit thread that said StarCraft 2 was still. He's like, well, watch me. I'm going to do a different style of ZvT in every map of ZvT. But now he's like he's like 7 maps deep. Will it be something unique again, Rogue, or are we going to keep on mixing it up as obviously the Banshee, first one out, second one on the way. The Hellions cruising across the other side, and the Queens will be there immediately to say, no, I'm not going to let you guys in, at least not going to let you guys in easily. Peoples will be finishing again, the barracks coming up, the engineering bay coming through. Got 2 more SCVs on, plus a depot. Again, the Banshee and the Marine still very much so building on by as the Spore Crawlers come up on the side of Rogue. So getting both those spores on the way in, plus a lair, plus additional drones still. Engineering bay about to finish up, the extra racks coming through. We continue all of that into play. So yeah, a couple of racks still, just continuing by. And we have ourselves the Hellions and the Banshee still trying to whack away as well. Reaper getting involved. Just going to cloak up the 2 Banshees. They're going to step forward and they're going to go after, I thought, Queens. No, they are going to go for Queens. It's the lower HP Queen, but it's actually the Queen that's in the front, so it's the one the Hellions get onto easily. We got 2 Queen kills here from ByuN. Now he's going to find a third because there's no transfusions left. Wow, that was actually very well done. I was questioning hitting the Queen at the front because it was the one with the lowest energy, so I was like, oh, that's not the Queen you want to take out, but he gets it because he guarantees it with the Hellions before Rogue reacts, and because of that, it is a little bit of a surprise attack. Those Banshees, a little bit ninja-esque right there. They kind of go through, they pick their target, and they're like, boom, we're going to dive on you. And that was a 100% a guarantee that they got themselves. That was actually very cutely done by ByuN. As 6 drones go down in total, obviously does lose those Hellions. The Queen's going down will delay further creep spread. It will delay some injects potentially as well. So all of that worth keeping in mind at the moment. Queen's going to fire up onto those Banshees. Just going to go chasing the other direction. Marine set up in the middle, medevacs overhead. The Banshees are going to take a step forward again, +1 in combat shield, very much so still on the way in here. As our melee upgrades and our Baneling speed continue to come through. And the Marines just going to stim straight on forward, get rid of some of this creep spread immediately. As we are going to get rid of the Overlord, the Queens. Both the Overlords going down, in fact, the Queen's still going down, the other drone's taking damage. These Zerglings keep dropping, the Baneling's getting picked away at, Rogue just gets overwhelmed. Crazy to think what the Banshees and Hellions kind of set in motion there as ByuN just stims his game. As we have got in the top right-hand side, the blue Terran player from the Shopify Rebellion, we have got ourselves ByuN. 2-1 and a map away from victory, as in the bottom left, our red Zerg player is going to be Rogue. Yeah, sorry guys, I see just now that the YouTube chat asked this question 20 minutes ago about Kira and Creator, but yes, they are very much so waiting. I'm so bad at reading YouTube chat lately, I don't know why. I feel like I'm not bad at reading it. For some reason I read it and I just don't reply to it. Overlord moving about, and do have our hatch gas and pool all coming in, so we just take a few moments and enjoy our setup here on ley lines. Fun map for TVZ. I always think this one's a good size map that also doesn't necessarily accelerate the kind of the late game. Like, you got a good amount of like mid game on a map that has a lot of bases, but doesn't necessarily get drawn straight out to that late game every single time. You know, I think is one of the main big positives. Here it comes over. Everyone getting chased about. Extractor coming through as well. ZvT coming up, Orbital Command on the way, had an SCV in, a reactor in the tech lab coming up as well. SCV continues to move about there. Again, add-ons coming through. Just going to be seeing our link speed, hatchery, and the few drones continue to come about. We get the Overlord online as well. As Reaper going to step on through. A couple Queens are going to be there, Reaper pushing back. Let's have this establishment of the early game figured out a little bit, and see whether ByuN is going to be able to get in there and do some damage early, throw his opponent off or so. Does seem to be the initial plan. Gonna drop the starport in. Obviously, ByuN prioritizing the barracks and the bio production first. It's a very ByuN thing to do. No real surprise in that regard. He really does love to prioritize that bio plays. The Marines is going to jump onto and get rid of the Overlord, so we'll get rid of that. Taking that down. One Marine still gathering together. Plus the Stimplak, Marines, starport, and so coming up as well. Plus that Rotron also coming into production. So all of that coming through. The lair continues. Our Stimpack finishing in the next few moments, as that should help us out nicely. Also, Queen's just going to be there to back the Hellions away. And yeah, Tractor's coming up, Rotron in production. Very much so set onto all of this right now, as the Hellions and the Reaper continue to move through. Couple medevacs will pop. Marines are going to come over. Just going to be seeing the Hellions still stepping about a little bit. The 1-1 upgrades very much so on the way in. Have the Roaches and the Carapace upgrade in as well. We just keep that coming through. These will be there, so I can get turned the other direction. It's gonna be seen our Marines gonna chase the Queen's gonna get there, push the medevacs back. Infestation pit. Melee upgrades, Roach speed, all of that continues to come on by. Let's just get a couple of medevacs. We're just going to get there, and those units are going to start stimming. It's a little bit of a tight corner because of the spore, but you get rid of the spore and you're going to free the medevacs up, and now you can move in more easily. Both spores go down. The roaches here defensively from Rogue, not really doing enough. Couple drones already dropping. The extractors will be in trouble. The overseer taking hits as well as we continue to move forward with these roaches. 11 drones have gone down because the Hellions have dove by, and this is not looking good at all for Rogue. 16, 17 dead drones make it 19, 21, 22. Super Hellion dives in again, 23 and counting, 27, 30. You actually can't, yeah. You can't lose 30 drones. Those Hellions just go completely unchecked. Let's see our another hatchery coming down. Just going to be coming across. Marines and tanks coming about. Just going to be seeing the Roach Ravagers going to gather. The concussive shells coming through. Army continues to gather together. ByuN going to go around the upper left-hand side. 2 upgrades very much so coming in at the moment. It's going to be difficult for Rogue to deal with. Tank's going to be able to set up. There's a lot of Ravagers, but it's going to be tough for them to get enough files off on all those tanks just positionally. Medevac showing up a little bit of heal in this bio, I think, is the one thing that we were maybe missing, but we're going to have that now as well. There you go. The first bile's coming through. One shot's a tank. Gets the next tank as well. The problem is a lot of these Ravagers are already dying. The Ravagers are extremely expensive, so when it comes to any amount of reinforcements here, it is going to be very tough for Rogue because he's going to be missing a lot of the Ravagers. Having to rebuild those is going to cost a lot, but ByuN didn't have any healing available, and he is going to get turned around. He is going to get pushed back. Rogue on Hive Tech is going to add Vipers into play as well. So we are going to get take this into place. Final Glands coming through, the Ultra Cavern coming up as well. In fact, we'll just gather with a few of those Marines. Again, the 2-2 upgrade still coming about. Adrenal Glands coming through, the Ultralisk Cavern will be on its way, which I think gives Rogue the best chance at getting something done here. Another few Banelings going to come morphing in. We've seen a bio coming through. The Widowmine's taking position as well. So switching to the Widowmine style as Ling Bane is now on the way out. So I guess the mines are going to be a kind of a better aid than the previously set up tanks. Turn around, a couple more Banes going down as Rogue tries to push back again. Rogue's biggest issue is definitely going to be how much he can afford of all of this and how long he can keep it going for, but Stra's been good enough so far to stabilize. Still got that Adrenal Glands coming through, Burrow upgrade, +1 missiles coming about, add a Hydroden and Extractor in, +3 Carapace coming up on the side of Rogue as well, so we bring that Carapace upgrade coming through. The Marines will step forward, and a couple of these Creep Tumors already going down as well. The Bio will continue to fight on forward. The Banes still making a little bit of a dive up. I'm just going to load straight into the Medevacs. And now the rest of the Bio continuing through as well. A couple of those Zerglings also going down. We jump onto this hatchery. The Banelings continue to try and roll on through here. Widowmine shots are very good. A couple of Banes can maybe turn. Doesn't even need to. The Marauders just get rid of them. Now the Marines in front. Actually going to have to lift up for a second here. ByuN is dropping the top left-hand side. Going to force the Zerg to retaliate and have some units up there as well. So again, ByuN just trying to manage this split of units. I feel like ByuN should have a lot more units, and maybe as they all gather together here, we'll truly see the size of this army. Couple Creep Teamers go down. Blink step forward. Hatchery in some trouble. We spread out. Widowmines gonna do okay. Parasitic Bomb very much so still on that Medevac. A couple more Banelings connecting. As the Bio is in the end going to get forced back, and Rogue just taking better and better fights. ByuN is unable to really capitalize on what was... I mean, that was crazy damage he got done earlier in this. Lurker coming through on the main, so we got that Lurker building up. Drilling Claws coming about, 3-3 upgrades coming through as well. We do have our Marine Marauder Medivac very much so still producing. I mean, ByuN rebuilds back up again so quickly, but I've got to say something about the fact that it's been so many attempts of pushing forward as ByuN, and Rogue's army is only getting better with each attempt of ByuN failing. Another Widow Mine into the Hydras. The Bio going to step up and away up the top side. The Medivac's going to load and retreat again. Bio still moving down the bottom. Let me step up. This Ultra is going to go down pretty quickly. Line taking out Overseers. Overseers are not cheap units, so it's nice to get them. Tell you what, ByuN has a serious... I feel like he has a serious Medivac issue, but he actually still has 6 on the map, which is not even so bad. Bio stepping through. Bane Hydra gathering, just gonna have ourselves again the +3 cap melee upgrade, the Chitinous Plane finishing. Help those Ultras out as ByuN gets pushed away up the top side once again. And show resources lost I can, it's very even. And that makes sense because obviously Zerg has been taking some very good trades, some very efficient trades, all things considered. Bane Hydra still coming through. The Lurk is going to step across. As can be seen, those Widow Mines firing up, and a few of those Zerglings going down. We're going to get rid of the Ultralisk. A few more Lings getting picked away at here. We do have the Roaches stepping through. Those Lings continue to fire as the Lings get pushed around. Hydras and Lings still producing +2 missiles and an additional +3 melee. As this game, 14.5 minutes in. Yeah, ByuN's just not being able to take good fights, all things considered. The army now down to the bottom right side, figuring out what it might like to do here. We've seen the few Banes going to get pushed about. A couple of Widow Mines trying to burrow up. Feels like an okay fight for ByuN as gonna maybe target that Baneling. He can chase these Hydras a little as well. She got a snipe on the Viper in the top left-hand side, so one of the Vipers goes down. Units you kind of do want to keep alive here as rogue units that do have a lot of potential, if you can very much so keep them alive and bring them back into play. Fire steps up, we're going to get rid of the Zergling. The Hatchery immediately going to come under fire here. You do see the Zerglings are going to run through and they're going to get turned around immediately by the Bioforce. Hatchery killed. ByuN still, again, finding chances at the very least to be aggressive. The Lurk is starting to come up, but not in super high numbers for Rogue. I mean, he's morphing 2, he already has 2 on the map. So he's going to have a handful. Obviously, we do have Ghosts as ByuN that you can utilize. He's actually going to go for a load up, maybe that drop into the main base. Those 3 missiles just settling. Nidus and the second Nidus coming up, so attempted Nidus into the main. ByuN does not really have a lot of units nearby. Gonna have to lift up the CC top left against the Zerg run by as well. We're seeing the Widow Mines actually going to go off, so this Nidus gets to come through. A couple snipes coming down. The Widow Mines actually do help to bring the Lurkers low, but we walk into the Lurker shots. Oh my goodness. At the same time, Rogue just hits, and all of a sudden ByuN is having a little bit of a disaster. These units are going to be in a lot of trouble. On the other side, he's losing SCVs. The Nidus in the main was actually very successful. I can't help but feel that ByuN definitely let this one slip away from him, considering the fact he did so much damage early on. And now, now he absolutely seems to have flipped completely the other way. Incredible trades from Rogue. Great job continuing to fight. Again, Hydra is continuing to come through. There's the Overseer stepping up as well. We will see the jump on toward that planetary fortress. Gonna get a few snipes off. The Hydra's taking damage. Ravages too. And we'll try and put up a defense here. His army supply is okay. It's just gonna be the economy that's a problem. He's gonna get a lot of units here though as he continues to chase these Hydras down. At some point, is it worth even trying to turn the Banes into that army just to buy you a few seconds? Been losing 25 SCVs, so again, economy a major issue as he does keep bases alive, however, so we can replenish those SCVs a bit more easily, if nothing else. Bane's crash in is ByuN. Oh my god, the medevacs loading up in Ranger Hydras too is not going to go well. Just as ByuN got a bit of a pushback, Rogue pushes that back, and that's going to be enough for the GG. We have got in the top right-hand side the red Terran player from the Shopify Rebellion. Unable to, again, trade well enough at all in that later stage there. It is ByuN. He was looking good to maybe be our second Terran into the tournament, but now it's all tied up. It's anyone's for the taking as Rogue maybe looks to add yet another Zerg into the tournament, which is also very appreciated in this day and age. Game 5, Frostline, one of the smaller maps that we've had in this series. Maybe a factor to think on as we get set up. I gotta say, I'm again very impressed with how Rogue is fighting. He's taking a lot of good trades, a lot of good fights. The orbital coming through when he gets set up. Just settle on down. Orbital command coming through. Again, the Reaper coming about. The CC coming in. Hatch and the pool coming up and online. It's going to be seen how Reaper going to hop down through the center a little bit. We're going to fight a couple of Lings getting turned the other way. Ling Speed and the Queen's coming through. And Ling Speed, Hatch, drones coming about. The Queen maybe going to go drop a creep teamer down as well. It's going to be seeing the Link Suit again, still very much so on its way through. The Hatch coming about, a couple of drones, Overlords, and Queen coming through as well. It's going to be having ourselves the Orbital Command about to build, a couple of Hellions coming up, Refinery on the way in. Just having ourselves that Link Speed finishing very shortly. He's just going to bring that straight on through. And Rogue will have himself the ability to get onto the map a little bit in the near future. ByuN, obviously, with the Hellions, will hold some map control as well. Aliens, Marines, Dim, continue to come about. The Banshee coming through as well. It's going to be seeing our Interference Matrix actually starting. So he's just going to fake the cloaking. He's not actually going to go cloaking. As the Marines going to go for this Overlord. So the Overlord still thinks he's going to go cloaking. Obviously the Banshee will finish. The Overlord will get that Scout. And then we should just cancel Banshee 2 and cancel Cloak, because I can't imagine we commit to this now. Oh, I say cancel Cloak, cancel Matrix. It looks like he'll still get Banshee 2 and just go for 2 Cloakless Banshees, so I'm going to try and utilize that as a way to deal some damage here. Players moving around, the Queens are going to set up as well. We'll be seeing our Banshee about to finish up. The couple of barracks are still very much so coming along also here. Bringing that through for the moment. Oh yeah, Hatch, Bay Nest continue coming about. The extra spores coming through. The Stim Pack is about to finish with the upgrades as well. And a couple of extra barracks coming through. And the Hellions will still continue to set up around the top side. Add that Bale Nest and Hatchery into play and get that all set up. So the Banshee's heading to the main. Extractor going to get mined into. The Queens continue to pop about as well. Well, Barracks just obviously finishing, so ByuN going to be on the 5-rack setup. He's obviously already on that third base, so it's just going to be looking to power up with that economy. Let's go, Falcon. Thank you so much for the 59-month resub, almost 5 years. Hell yeah. Appreciate the 59 months as our Banshees will ping and just be annoying. Again, Cloakless Banshees can only do so much. Gonna force the spores out of position and will now actually get themselves a few drone kills. Queen taking more shots, but it looks like the first Banshee will fall. It's gonna make it a little bit tougher. We could maybe try for the Queen. Yeah, that's it. One more drone available. 2 more drones. Should have just taken the shots. There's still a spore there. I think ByuN forgot there was 2 spores in this main base, because otherwise he may as well have just taken out 2 more drones, because that Banshee was never getting out. SCVs are going to pull, the Hellions will fight, the Feeling's going down, the Zergling's still stepping around for a few moments. They're going to get chased away. As we get back into the mineral line, we get one more Zergling, still got Marines and tanks pushing through the bottom side. Couple Creep Tumors going down alongside everything else. The Creep Tumors still very much so falling here. Our Queens are melting and the tanks will siege. The Marines pull back, the Banelings are going down. ByuN, this one time and has been detrimental to Rogue so far. Rogue has no Bane speed, no 1-1. And ByuN just going to stim in again. There's only Zerglings showing up. The drones have to pull in too. This is not going to be a pretty ending. Rogue has to say GG. And ByuN is going to win this series in the end. Just took a little bit of time to get there. GG's. And ByuN